Well, hello, ladies. This is Dr. LaWanda N. Evans, licensed professional counselor, relationship and life strategist, writer, speaker, and owner of LNE Unlimited. Well, this evening, I'm going to share with you top 5 questions to ask yourself if you're currently in a relationship and you're feeling insecure, if you are struggling in the area of trusting him, if you're in a relationship and you feel you're kind of indecisive about the relationship, you're not sure which way the relationship is going, you're worried all the time, can't sleep. I have 5 questions I just want you to ask yourself. I want you to answer these questions whenever you feel like it, but just to give you something to think about. Many times we have fears when we're in a relationship, and sometimes those fears are deep rooted and they are actually, I would say many times the fears are created as a result of what you have seen and what you've experienced, what you've seen growing up, what you have experienced growing up, how you saw your mother and father relate to one another, the relationships that you saw while you were growing up, and also those, relationships that you've seen now. Many times we act out what we have experienced in the past when it comes to relationships, and many times we don't know where those fears comes from. And they usually come from something that's deep rooted. And so I just want to give you some questions, not trying to counsel you or anything like that. Just want to give you some questions for you to think about, and some questions for you to answer, at your leisure, so you can begin to identify where your fears are coming from. Why do you act the way you act? Why do you say the things you say? Why do you respond the way you respond? Why do you take 10 steps forward and then 12 steps backwards? So I'm going to give you these top 5 questions. The first question is, what happened in your past relationships that you have not dealt with that's causing you to become insecure in your current relationship? So basically, what have you experienced in past relationships and is now impacting you in your current relationship? So identify what those things are. At what point in your relationship did you stop trusting the person that you're with? I always tell people that although trust is built, there comes a time that in a relationship things happen and that trust is either taken for granted or the trust is lost. However, it does not happen after one single event. It usually happens after several events. But instead of dealing with the situation that occurred the first time, we'll allow those things to linger, and then it becomes a bigger problem. So at what point in the relationship did you stop trusting him, and what happened that caused you to lose the trust? The third question I have for you, do you feel safe and secure in your relationship? If not, why? And how can he help you feel safe and secure? Have you articulated to him what it takes for you to feel safe and secure? If you have done that and he has not created an environment for you, then you have a decision to make. You can either stay and continue to be taken for granted and treated any kind of way, or you can decide, hey, we just need to be friends because right now you're not giving me what I need. And you have to be okay with the fact of walking away when you're in a relationship and you're not getting what you need. The fourth question is, are you trying to get him to fill a void that only God can fill? Sometimes we get into relationships empty and we look for people to fill those voids. And I'm going to tell you, there's not one relationship on this earth that can fill a void for you. The only person that can fill the void that you have is having a relationship with God. So you want to consider that. So if you're in a relationship with someone and you need him to be your everything, you need him to fill some type of emptiness that you have in yourself, know that that's not going to happen. You're going to always be frustrated and disappointed because you're looking to him to fill a place or fill a capacity that only God can do. So you want to consider that as well. So the last question that I have for you, if you are in a relationship with someone, you've been with him for a very long time and you're upset, you're mad, you want him to change, you want something that he's not able to give you, you want to be loved a certain way, he doesn't have the capacity to do that at that particular time, you want him to take care of you, but he just can't. And it's okay. There's some men that just can't do it. But you have to ask yourself, and this is a question that I have for everybody that I talk to. And that question is, if he never changes, can you love him for who he is? Accept him for the person that he is if he stays the same 5 years from now and he never changes? Are you able to love him if he never changes? If he stays the same, can you love him for who he is for the rest of your life? So those are the 5 questions that I have for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. I hope, you're able to answer these questions. You can always, seek help from, someone to help you to navigate the ins and outs of a relationship and really help you to be able to strategize about what you're going through and talk about what you're going through and come up with a plan of action and decide if being in that relationship is something that you want. So anyway, thank you again. I look forward to sharing with you a little bit more as we walk this journey together on working on, helping ourselves and building ourselves up for the relationship that God has for us, and also getting rid of past issues and challenges that may be holding us back from the love that God is trying to bring into our lives. So until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.